evening, one and all. My name is King Admiral Commander Black Star Lord Triple Lead at your service, and today we're going to be trying to engineer the Chieftain, but we're going to be finding materials with my Federal Corvette. Now, I won't be doing this out in open because the rebuy of my Federal Corvette's a lot more expensive than my rebuy of the Chieftain. And I've wrote down everything I need to, but first of all, let's just start this game, get it up and running. If we can, come on, start. I will go play into private, private group. Hiccups. If anybody else is with the Wolves of Jonah, you're more than welcome to join me and hunt down materials. I think I'm going to have to try to pause. Okay, try pausing that, see if that will pause it. That might make it smoother, the gameplay. Now, what I've got to find is a high grade signal sources I've got to find. So I need the whole reinforcement. I'll go through each one as it is. I'll just go through the thing. I've got it written down what I need material wise. So this is our little Chieftain so far. I'll go straight into everything I've done with the Chieftain. That really delayed that on there. Go to outfitting first of all. So we show you what I've done and what it looks like so far. I really would like a better paint job than what they're offering for it. I would like to see a pirate paint job. No, not a pirate paint job. More maybe the rust coloured ones. So hard points. Okay, we have a beam laser gimbaled up here, and that's done with friend or foe. That's pretty good. I'm happy with the rolls there. That's that one done, and let's have a look at the modifications of that one. I'm happy with that, but I'm still lacking. I need to get a couple more rolls on the beam laser. Now I decided to go like this one here. I'm thinking, like, yeah, it's found out the max, but I still need one more roll to go to there. But I need materials for this, and the same materials I need for my multi-cans. They've increased the tonnage and stuff like that, but I'm happy with that, and I'm happy with that one. That was just in the rounds. That was the same rounds, and this one here. Now, I'm thinking of mine could take those out, but I'm happy with all that. I'm not complaining. Excuse me. The utility mounts, of course, I'm put for point defense, because people like to throw and also the NPCs like to throw a lot of firepower at the missiles at you. Now, double braced. I've decided to go for this one. They, I believe, are done. I'm not quite sure if they've been completely. I don't know. They're still going to be modified to get more. The heatsink launcher can't be done anymore. I think we should be able to get like it should be like if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you should be able to get 1. It gives you an extra 1. 2 gives you an extra 2, but it also affects these 3 and 4 and 5. Like that's how I would do the thing, because it just kind of lacks staying 1 there. That is being modified. I'm still going to get more done with that as well. My shield boosters. Now, core internals. Now that I modified. Normally I would have gone for a lightweight armor, but decided to go for a military armor and heavy thing on top. But if you see, the tonnage hasn't gone up that much, really, the mass. But the bonuses are really good for it, so I'm happy with that. That's complete, I think. That's still got. I've got an overcharged power plant. I don't think you can get to 5. I'm not quite sure. I have to have a look around. The thrusters I've done up to 3 dirty drive. Can you get a 5 dirty drive? I think I have to have a look at that. I think I still need materials for that. That's been stripped down. The frame shift drive. I went for that. Increased range and just stripped down to make it lighter. There wasn't jack shit else you could really do with that. Life support, I've only got 3, and that's what I've just done to that one. Because you only need 7 really minutes to get to a thing, to a place. I went for a power draw. I don't know if you can charge that up in it. If you can get that into higher than 3, I'll have to have a look again. Engines. That's been maxed out for long range jump. The fuel you can't do nothing with, which is kind of annoying. I wish you'd be able to do it so you can actually increase fuel options in there. Now I think I've done the shields. I've completed the shields. I think I went for the multi-weave. I'm happy with that. Miscellated, just went for miscellated shields thing on that because there's really jacks you could do on that. You can't do anything on that. That there is the frame shift. That interdict is pretty good. You can't go any higher as I said before, which is kind of annoying. Standard docking computer, you can't do nothing with the docking computer yet. And now these are still got to modify as well. I'm almost finished modifying those. But I'm happy with the overall effect. And shield cell bank, it's only 3. I don't know if I can get that to 4 somewhere. If I can, 4 or 5, I will get that to 4 or 5. Now, the look of this ship, I'll show you what I've done. Okay, the scarabs I've done, I like how, because I don't mind keeping these in there unless I'm going to war, then I'll probably remove and put something else in place. I went in black. I didn't really go for anything there except for the purple firepower, and the voices were 2 different voices. Now, I might change.
Greetings, Commander. Greetings, Commander.
I'll go back to that Celeste for a while.
The cockpit voice assistant.
Now, paint jobs are absolute garbage. Dark green. Alright, let's have a look at them. Because these are terrible. Absolute garbage. They're not worth it. Honestly, not worth wasting money on paint jobs like this. If they had, like, I could try to get a fluorescent one, but I don't want to be shining out like I don't know. I like the sandy coloured ones you get, like, you can get for the Federal Corvette and stuff like that, but honestly, there's nothing in here that is worth it, unless you just want to, like, shine out. That's no good. Like, you can go for the pink one. That may, the orange one may look okay, or red is supposed to be, but this is just the white, pure white one may be good. No, there's nothing really worth it in there. You can make yourself look at taxi. I've gone for the Alliance, thing like that. Just a simple thing. I went for that because I like that. Because it almost matches here. They just need to modify this colour a little bit to make it so it matches. Because they would look good if you had an orange stripe down there, even an orange stripe down there, and that matches it. And maybe something going across here, and you could actually then have it look like it's coming out of something. And I went for the purple stuff, and those 2, and the Christmas lights, which actually do suit this ship. Now, that being said and done, we're going to get rid of this ship, or store it anyway. Actually, before we do that, we're going to remote. Can we go remote access? Yeah, remote access. So, shield boosters. I'm going to be hunting down the Imperial shielding. That's found in, well, you guessed it, Imperial systems. Now, hull reinforcement packages. I've still got to hunt down this one. Federal systems, basically. in federal systems. And I've got to get that, which is the same. A different thing. I've got to hunt down those two things, which is highly annoying. Engines, as I said before, a dirty drive. Can't go any higher than that, which I'm disappointed. Power plants. That's been done. I wish you could go grade 5 on the power plant, but you can't. Beam lasers, which I'm going to need more goodies for. That one there. Which is... That's economy boom. So I've got to find boom states. The heat sink launcher, you can't modify that anymore. I wish you could. I would have actually up to 5 and have an extra one to do that. That's the way that you can, instead of having multiple heat sink launchers on your ship, you could technically have up to 4 extra heat sink launchers on there. The shield generator's been done. I know, still got one more to do. I've got a couple more rolls for that, but I need to find that. Which is found in civil unrest systems, which is highly annoying. Multi-canyons, I've got to get this done. But you can see what I've got to find. I've got to find that in federal system and find that in federal systems in times of war. That's just federal system, and the other one's in times of war. Kind of annoying. And sensors are done. As I said before, there wasn't much really you could do to the sensors special effect wise. Like the experimental effect, it lacks it a little bit, I think. And the missiles, which I've pretty much got to do the same thing for multi-cannons. Yeah, federal system and that. So I'm going to need a lot of materials just to get these rolls done, which is really annoying. At least 8 rolls for that. So you got 8 rolls, then you got 3 there, so there's like 10, 16, 24, 32 rolls there. That's the thing that I find annoying. So that is what I'm doing. Now we'll go trade our ship in. No, don't want to sell the stored ship. No. They should have that removed from there. Should have a separate button for that. Completely. Like a separate thing, totally. Oh, just having a drink of water. Need to be refreshed. Now, as you can see, the rebuy of this is 24 million instead of 4 million. I just don't want to get ganked. The jump rate's not too bad. Now, let's go. First of all, we need to go outfitting and get goodies. We need that. See the paint job in this one. That looks what I would like to see on the Alliance. Optional. What do I need? Okay, don't need cargo rack. Collect the limpets. So all I have to do is buy limpets now. That's fine. There's so much options. Like, no, back out of there. Like the paint job. Now these I find absolutely fantastic. These paint jobs. They suit this ship. I think they would also suit the they would suit the Alliance Chieftain. That's just my personal opinion. These other ones I did buy. I've got the Cobalt, I've got the black one. Then I just didn't bother buying any of these other ones because it's just not my type of style of playing. I'm like, that just looks tacky. And that one that looks like a lollipop. These other ones are just like, no. Well, that's a transformer, that one. Yeah. These, I did get these, but I should have waited until I could get these ones here. But anyway, that's those ones done anyway. I'm not going to bother trying to find any more. Now what am I looking for? Oh yeah, okay, let's get out of here. Come on. Don't need anything now, I'm just gotta go... Where am I going to? Advanced maintenance. Restock. Limpage. We'll just go over 128 because we're going to be out here for a while. I don't really care if it targets us and loses them. Because every single source we jump into, we're going to basically just grab them. We're not after cargo, crew member. We definitely got to have a crew member. Pick her again. I could go for another one, but it actually needs to get up to higher than confident. Right, I'm a bit disappointed. It's taking ages for her to get a higher. Now, let's go into somewhere comfortable. Where are we? Okay, we're in a state of boom, so we might be able to find, but we'll stay in this system. We'll just go out from the sun. We're in a state of boom at the moment. We've marked what we want. We want war, civil unrest, and boom. Oh, I wish they had the federal and what's the name in there would be good. If they put federal system and empire system. Oh, excuse me, it would be good. So pretty much this is going to be slightly boring because we're going to be just flying out, picking a spot at random, and just flying now, hoping I can get some goodies. We could test this out and we go to the what's the name zone, have a bit of joke, have a bit of fun there. Who's that there? Oh, joke. Oh, yeah. Open play, open play, open play. Wow. A lot of people on open play. I'm not taking this ship out to open play, as I said before. I don't want to lose 24 million. I probably could kick most things out in open play, this thing, but I'm not going to lose it. So, is that my imagination, or does it look like it's going, lights are going through there? I have to admit, I liked how I've set this up, because maybe I want to do that. Maybe we explore one day, set the planets up on there, on my on the Python. Okay, let's just pick the sun. Fly towards that first of all. So before, let's have a look at that. D-link. Okay, let's set this up before we go any further. Fire grips. Okay. Collect Olympic controller. Take that off. We don't need that at the moment. And data links is going to go to there. That's what I that's corresponding data link scanner there. We don't have to worry about that. Now, if we do come across some places that I haven't explored before, I can do that. I actually can't wait for the new ones to come out. Anything new on that go on that?
Jameson denounces terrorist organization.
What I'm going to do is fly straight past this thing and have a look at what pops up.
To be seeking justice for the betrayal of her ancestor, the legendary pilot commander John Jameson. Her message was recorded at Jameson Memorial and broadcast by several media networks. There's been a lot of speculation about what connection I might have with the so-called League of Reparation. which has murdered a number of people in recent weeks.
Let's have a look what this one
The
is.
answer is
Weapons
none
fire
whatsoever.
detected.
Like all of
Oh, let's go in there and
Leeds,
kill
by
some
this
things.
bizarre form of genealogical terrorism. I'm not prepared to discuss my family in a public
right
forum, but
I
I
am a
want
bit
everyone
bored.
to know that I am personally appalled by this, and I'm doing everything I can to help the authorities. I'm sure that Nexus, whoever or whatever it might be, is listening to this message. So to them I say, stop. These acts of revenge for my great-grandfather are misguided, unnecessary and evil. If you really want to honor his name, you'll allow us to live in peace without fear. Senior Agent Tanya Ramirez, a member of the Tri-Power Task Force dedicated to stopping the League, added, I can confirm that Laurie
Never know, you
Jameson
might
is
find some
cooperating
rare
with
stuff in here, but I doubt it. This is just for a bit of fun.
your investigation. We are
Right, I can
completely
go out.
satisfied that she, her family and her associates are entirely
Fighter startup activated.
Contacts.
I've got the mothership, Commander.
Oh, there's nothing going
your
on.
reparation. We hope that her message convinces
Fighter is clear of the mothership.
There's...
Nexus to see sense and stop this pointless violence. Worshipping the Thargoids. A fringe religion that worships the Thargoids has come under the spotlight in a new academic article. The author, Dr. Alfred Ulyanov, is a leading expert in exotheology. He summarized his work for the media. A recent report by Gethin Okonkwo highlighted
that's
the
just an
emergence of
authority
doomsday
thing.
cults in response to the return of the Thargoids. But few are as strange as my
Not
current
bad.
object of study,
I'm
an
exploring something.
organization that considers the Thargoids to be not merely alien, but divine. This mysterious sect doesn't have a
You
formal
want it?
name.
Good.
The central tenet of its faith is that the
Alright then.
Thargoids we have encountered so far are messengers, dark angels sent to prepare us for the true sacred presence, which will soon enter our plane of existence from another universe. They refer to this as the Far God.
It's not
As
far.
with many monotheistic belief structures, this cult considers the Far God to be unknowable and omnipotent, but also apocalyptic. Only true believers
That's
such as
better.
themselves
Ah, they're very
survive its
close.
manifestation. Visiting one
God,
of the
I'm not
cult's
using the
hive
long-range
chapels
ones.
is an unsettling experience.
He's
Aside
gonna be
from a
dead.
few pulsing green lights, they are very dark, and most
Dead.
services
Let's see if there's any materials
coral-like
there.
substance. The congregation's
Okay,
prayers
good.
are directed towards
Let's-
an altar resembling the starfish shape of Thargoid vessel. Almost like an octagonal crucifix. It's impossible to ignore that the entire place reeks of ammonia.
Okay.
Cult members tend to
Pick
wear
up.
simple hooded robes with no markings. They are intense and resolute, but many look unhealthy. It seems that this lifestyle attracts those on the very edge of society, whose low self-esteem leaves them
Pick up
vulnerable to
those.
beliefs that erode their identity. As an exotheologian, I am of course fascinated by the sociological impact of non-human influences. But even for a scientist, it is difficult not to feel pity, and perhaps a little revulsion, for those who identify more with a hostile species than with their own people. Lathe Radio Network campaign concludes. The Lathe Radio Network has announced that its campaign has reached a successful conclusion.
Bring that
Scores
back
of
in.
pilots supported the initiative by delivering commodities to Lathe Station, thereby allowing the network to broadcast its annual conference to the entire galaxy.
On my way, Commander. Fighter retrieval commencing.
What is that
The Lathe Jet
context?
family was unable to destabilize the Lathe Radio initiative, despite also receiving the support to the dependent
Oh, that's
pilots. As the campaign drew
I
to a
haven't got-
close, one of the organizers released a statement. The signal is spreading. We would like to extend our gratitude to the galactic community for making this possible. Pilots who contributed to the initiative can now collect their rewards from Lathe Station in the Lathe system. League of Reparation implicated in historic
Retrieval process complete, Commander.
deaths. A
That's
recent
very
report
weak.
suggests that terrorist organizations
I don't know how I picked that,
may be responsible for many more
but I
deaths
never
than
picked any
previously
missions to
suspected.
do that.
Independent journalist Flint Firemaker Lafosi shared his theories on the rewired
Couple more
newsfeed.
materials
We
there.
know
We'll
these
click
lead
those.
guys are wiping out people whose grandfolks used to work for the Emperor, and it seems like things started when they poisoned that Imperial senator. But what if that wasn't their first murder, merely the first time they claimed responsibility? What if they've been active for years and nobody noticed? I've been digging through old records of unsolved homicides. There's a dozen in the Federation alone where the cause of death was some kind of nerve agent, just like with the Senator and a few others. Not all the victims were identified, but I found 4 who definitely had the INR in their past. These people didn't die recently, but between 1 and 5 years ago. Coincidence? The League also likes to blast its targets out of the sky. Think of all those unexplained shipwrecks found drifting in space over the years. How many were because one of the crew had some long-forgotten INR connection? Dozens? Hundreds?
Oh, come on.
How long
Click the
has
last
the League
goodie.
been hiding among us, silently taking out ordinary people?
We'll have that.
And who's
Yep,
next?
good.
Chief Inspector K. Kilbride of Alliance Interpol responded on behalf of the United Task Force. Investigating the League. We cannot verify that. We'd also like to caution against this kind of baseless conjecture, which only serves to spread confusion. We are still pursuing more concrete leads and hope to make a breakthrough very soon.
I can't be bothered doing conflict zones at the moment.
Military action in the core systems. Senator Caspian Leopold has launched an initiative to construct a rehabilitation center for those affected by the ongoing conflict.
I don't have a what's name
Spokesperson
on
for
board,
Senator
do I?
Leopold gave the following statement to
Should
the
have put
media.
that on there too.
An escalation in
Oh, they
hostilities
can't do
from both
nothing
the
because
armed
it's
and
too
human
dull.
parties has left a lot of innocent
What a
civilians
pity.
without food or shelter. Senator
That would
Leopold
be
has
so
heard their
nice to
cries
take
for
out.
help and is building a sanctuary
To
where
take
the
out a
safety of
vulture.
refugees can be
I
guaranteed.
like killing them.
The Mifril Corporation, which is overseeing the initiative, has placed an open order for cobalt, semiconductors,
I might have to get
and
one and
synthetic
put that
fabrics,
onto here.
promising to reward pilots who deliver these commodities to Baroni port in the Nifl Health system. The organization has also placed a kill order on all ships on its wanted list to ensure those contributing commodities to the initiative can do so safely. The campaign begins
Currently
on the
this
14th
is
of June
in
3304 and will run for 1 week. If the final target is met earlier than planned, the campaign will end immediately.
Down again.
Anti-slavery organizations unite. Princess Aisling Duval's anti-slavery campaign has merged with independent charity Universal Liberty.
It's boom at the moment. Boom and
organization
war.
is named Unchained.
That's
The former
strange.
head of Universal Liberty, Jarl Toredo, made an announcement to the media. There's no shortage of poverty and suffering within the Empire, however much some may try to hide it. Few have the courage to face the truth, but Princess Duval has been an inspiration.
Okay,
So
let's
I'm very pleased that
go
we're
into here
joining
again.
forces with her campaign to end slavery. I was born into slavery. My parents were still slaves when they died. It is for them, and for all human beings treated
damn
as
it.
less than human, that we demand legal slavery be abolished. I'm proud to be part of Unchained, which will spread our message across the Empire. When asked about rumors linking him romantically with Aisling Duval, Toredo said only, "I suspect Her Highness's attention is focused elsewhere." Starport status update.
We'll go in there, have a
This
look.
report presents the latest data on
Kill anything that
Starport's
needs to be
experiencing technical issues as a result of Thargoid sensor-related
And then keep
interference.
exploring.
The following starports are currently closed: Alden Prospect, Alpha Centauri. Forbes Terminal.
Should have had an
Alderaan.
FSD thing on. No, but it's too bulky and slow, really, this thing to catch up to
Thornycroft
things.
Settlement, Kulisi. Schwanport, Hajangai. Meanwhile, the following starports are on the brink of closure.
Well, you're thinking it sticks me on that mind, I'd take him out.
Galileo, Sol. Craftworks,
Oh, what's that
Alberta. Week in review. Here are this week's major stories.
Alright, fret, look at
Descendant
this
of
one.
Ameroham, one of the Unmasked senior members,
They sound like
has
it
been
killed
murdered
something.
by terrorist group A League of Reparation. The murder the circumstances of Commander John Jameson's death and has been interpreted as an act of poetic justice by the League of Reparation. Senior Agent
Roger that. I'll take care of the mothership, Commander.
Tania Ramirez said that the he was using
Fighter is online. I'm ready when you are.
I think he's wanted
tactics to ensure
so
its
much
message reached
fire
the
that gets
media. In other news, Princess Aisling Duval met with not one but two of her suitors over the weekend.
Here's you loud and clear. I'm moving in.
Federal Ambassador Jordan Rochester and Senator Caspian Leopold.
Let's see how it
The former
goes.
was invited to a function at the Princess's Palace on Emerald, while the latter made an unofficial visit the following day. Meanwhile, the Lathe Radio Network
wow,
has
look at the
announced
shield just
plans
go
to
right
broadcast
down.
its annual conference from the Dassault system to ensure they can
There we go, hold it out a bit.
galaxy. The network
take
has
it off.
placed an open order for various commodities. But the Lathe
Oh,
Jet family
that's
has
interesting.
responded with a rival campaign designed to undermine the Lathe Radio initiative, inviting
Wow.
pilots to deliver commodities to help in the construction of a signal jammer.
Enemy destroyed, Commander.
Initiatives to restore starports damaged by the Thargoids have reached
Fighter retrieval initiated, Commander.
successful conclusions. Hundreds of pilots supported the campaign by delivering construction materials to Antec Enterprise in the Central System.
Let's go collect these goodies.
Finally, a valuable work of art has been stolen by a mysterious and highly skilled criminal. A spray-painted graphic of what looked like a winking cat was discovered at the scene of the crime, which took place in the Garden City Gallery on Turnus 1.
Docking completed. Hangar is secure, Commander.
The Alioth system. Garden City security forces are investigating, but as yet have no leads. And those are the main stories this week. Theft baffles security experts. A valuable work of art has been stolen by a mysterious and highly skilled criminal. The theft took place in the Garden City Gallery on Turnus World in the Alioth system. Sergeant Femi Abram of the Municipal Police discussed the incident.
I'll collect whatever I can collect anyway, you know, I mean, from any single source, I think. I want high grade, and it does come in handy when you have, say, like, four people in the wing, and you all become all high grade, and you've got to pretty much collect them.
The piece in question is a digital painting titled Uscape. This unusual cyber artwork
And like
includes
somebody might
microcameras
find a
linked
high
to
grade
an AI
material
that
source, and
monitor
they
the
go,
viewer's reactions.
"Hi, here it's a high grade. You can go there. We don't need anything from it," and so forth.
The artwork was
Right,
scheduled
you're
to
hunting
be
after
auctioned
certain
the
things,
following
and
day. The artist, Barclay Exel, told the media, "Some low-life scum has robbed the artistic community of a groundbreaking achievement and cost me millions of credits, too. To leave
No.
common graffiti in its place is the ultimate insult. Garden City security forces are continuing to investigate, but as yet have no leads." Stop. Repair initiative concludes. The
Flying
campaign
towards
by
the
each
center
escort
of the
to fund a
sun.
refurbishment. Starports in the core systems has now ended. A large quantity of construction materials were delivered to Dantec Enterprise. Carter Armstrong, chief administrator for the project, announced his thanks. "The galactic community has really pulled through for us. These materials will be put to good use in repairing the damage caused by Thargoid attacks. We'll soon have these starports restored and offering the high-quality services you
Let's go into
expect.
there again.
Pilots who made deliveries for this initiative can now collect their rewards from Dantec Enterprise in the Search Show system. Success for Pleiades
Once I come
Restoration
across
Project.
another
There
identified
has been a
signal
positive
source.
response to the campaign to fund repairs for starports in the Pleiades Nebula.
These are kind of a
Huge
bit
quantities of
boring,
construction
really, just to
materials
go
were
into all the
received,
time,
which
but
will be used to restore
if
many of
they
the
appear there, I
stations
might as well
damaged by the
take them up.
Thargoids. Senior engineer Lilith Galloway made a statement on behalf of Ish's research. "We didn't expect so many of you to help. But that's the spirit here in the Pleiades. We come back stronger. Our thanks to everyone who supplied us with what we need. Pilots who contributed to
I probably
this
could have
project
taken
can
an
now
achievement for
collect
this,
their
but
rewards from the Oracle
you're limited
in
to
the
how much
Pleiades
you can
sector
actually
on
carry
RW
wise.
D155 system.
And I'd rather have a lot of stuff I can carry, so I don't have to go back to the
based in the Lathe system has announced plans to broadcast its annual conference, which
go
this
back
year
to the
will
station and
take
get
place in the
resupply of
Dassault
limpets,
system
which
from
would be
the
annoying
24th
because
to
you
the
could find a
25th
really
of
good
June.
spot where you can go, oh wow, we're getting high grade things after
To
high grade
ensure they
things.
can share the event with the entire galaxy, the Lathe Radio Network has placed an open order for various commodities and has promised to reward pilots who deliver these commodities to Lathe station in the Lathe system. But not everyone is enthusiastic about the
Oh, you
event.
wanted.
The Lathe Jet family has responded with a rival campaign expressly designed to undermine the Lathe Radio Initiative and has invited
Roger that. I'll take care of the mothership, Commander.
pilots to deliver commodities to help construct a signal
Why
channel.
is beam
The
license
two
not working?
Fire is clear of the mothership.
I'm in range, they should be
organizations
firing.
have set out week-long operations to achieve their aims, which will begin on the 7th of June
What the
3304.
hell?
In a descendant murdered.
No.
A descendant
Ah,
of
no
Amaro
wonder I'm
Hen,
in the room.
one of the Unrest senior members,
Oh, no,
has
fine,
been
great.
murdered by terrorist group the League of Reparation. His body was found in the wreckage of a crashed ship. Senior agent
That's
Daniel
strange.
Ramirez. Part of the Tri-Superpower Task Force investigating the League provided a full explanation at a press conference. We have identified the deceased as Luca Hen, an unemployed construction worker living at Hartman City in the Eternitas system. He was reported missing by his family 2 weeks ago. We can confirm that he was the great-grandson of Amaro Hen,
That looked cool.
who was a program coordinator with the Luca Hen's body was
Okay, the game's playing up a bit here. Why is that doing that? Why is my game frozen all of a sudden?
Forensics indicate he was still alive when the ship struck an asteroid in the Eternitas belt. The Cobra's derelict condition suggests it wasn't traveling under its own power and was most likely salvaged from a scrapyard specifically for
That's
this purpose.
strange.
According to logs discovered at the Taylor Keep Indra facility, Amarahan was responsible for ensuring that Jameson did not return from his mission against the Thargoids. This staged murder, recreating the circumstances of Jameson's death,
I'm just
is
disappointed with the
obviously
fire
intended as
grip
an
and
act of
pushing.
poetic justice by the League of Reparation.
That should have fired. Why is
Luca's
number?
wife and children have been taken to secure locations for their own protection, as have 9 individuals from
That's
other families
strange
related
indeed.
to Amarohan. Agent Ramirez concluded, "It's clear that the League is using theatrical tactics
That's
to
it.
ensure its message reaches the media. Our task force is working hard to discover more about this organization and to bring these terrorists to justice." Aisling Duval hosts federal ambassador. Last weekend,
Hey,
Princess
okay.
Aisling Duval hosted a diplomatic function at which federal
Don't really
ambassador
call
Jordan
this one.
Rochester was the guest of honor. Although security at
Wilco, Commander. Returning to fighter bay now.
That's strange.
the event was tight, entertainment journalist Solomon Helios
I shouldn't
managed
have to
obtain
push
an
my
exclusive
right hand
insight
fire
for
button
his
to be able to push my
program.
left hand one.
If you're wondering what happened to your invitation to the princess's soiree, it probably ended up in the same black hole as mine. But I can still bring you a little peek from behind closed doors.
I still
It's
got
not
on about
unusual
that one.
for the imperial family to hold parties for visiting ambassadors. What is unusual is that on this occasion, Aisling invited all of Jordan Rochester's staff, including the captain and crew of his ship.
Retrieval process complete, Commander.
Since the FNS pioneers come aboard,
Okay, enough killing those things. I don't think it's going to get any worse against anywhere, so we're going to have to ignore them.
Rochester,
Oh.
one of Jordan's sisters, perhaps
Didn't
this was
like
seen
that
as an
one.
opportunity to meet a future in-law. My
Didn't know it was that
contacts
close
tell
to
me
this,
that
son.
despite the variety of uniforms,
Nothing's
hairstyles and
damaged?
accents,
Oh,
the night was full of
no,
enjoyment.
not.
Aisling and Jordan danced together before the ambassador formally thanked the princess on behalf of the
That's
Federation.
strange indeed. Anyway,
But
let's
that's not
ignore.
all. The next day, we
signal
should
sources
arrive at
and we'll
our
just
right, but
fly in
Senator
this general
Caspian
direction.
Leopold, who you'll remember is also rumored to have romantic intentions toward the People's Princess. Supposedly he's there on official business, although I understand
What you
there's
do is
nothing
just fly
scheduled
out,
in his calendar. Or perhaps
target
his
that,
invitation
so we
arrived
know
late,
how far
like
away we've
mine.
got to go.
So is the princess courting, or merely holding court? As always, Aisling keeps us guessing.
Just look for signal sources. If we come across one, we
This
will
report presents the latest data on starports experiencing technical issues as a
just
result of Thargoid
target it
sensor-related
and
interference.
go from there.
The following starports are currently closed: Sifuri Enterprise.
This is the boring
Dancer,
part,
Darwin Orbital, 82
which I think they need to fix.
Canan Vision, NLTT, 148.
Okay, because when you have to spend hours and
Landis
hours
Orbital, Crash Out.
doing this,
Pirates Lament, hit
it
17519.
makes the game pretty much obsolete, really, in that way. Because You play a lot of other games that had more fun and don't have to grind as much to actually achieve the goals you want to achieve. Like, okay, understanding getting elite, that there you should grind a bit for because it is worth it, but they're offering nothing really in return for that, as far as I'm concerned. They're lacking in things that you could actually get. So that's my personal thing about that.
Has been overtaken by the Soch Gold Raiders, a criminal faction. The system is now in a state of anarchy. Aegis personnel, including Dr. Leah Valancourt and Professor Al Batisro, have appealed to the galactic community.
Oh, yeah, I read that. I want Corvette level 4 would be best, I think. But that would be good. Hoping that will give me some stuff I'm after.
Aegis's chief military liaison said that Thargoid incursions in the Walama and Laland 4-1 systems have been resisted due to the early warnings provided by Eagle Eye. The Pilots Federation has reported that 5 independent ships have been attacked by terrorist organization the League of Reparation.
Pretty much I'm just going to shoot out the what's the names, and once they're out, then I'll probably pop out the fighter just to be the safe side of something, so I'd pick up and attack me.
In other news, 2 campaigns have been launched to repair starports in the Pleiades Nebula that have been damaged by the Thargoids. Open orders have been placed for construction materials, which will be shipped to the affected starports and used to make repairs. Los Chupacabras have announced that their plan.
But I was thinking, before I want to fire that, should have activated the firing of the lasers.
Scores of pilots supporting the initiative.
This fire's a bit hesitant. Hold on, why are they firing?
The organization's base of operations. Finally, the autocracy of TNC has announced that its campaign to clear the TNC system of agitators has been a success. Hundreds of pilots responded to the appeal, taking to their ships to eliminate the criminals.
I have to check the controls, see if it's done anything, but I don't think it has.
Ships destroyed by the League of Reparation. The Pilots Federation has reported that 5 independent ships have been attacked by terrorist organization the League of Reparation, with the loss of all crew members. No details have been released regarding specific names or locations, except that 3 of the ships were attacked in Alliance-controlled systems, 1 in a federal system, and 1 in Imperial space. The Federation also confirmed that the message for Jameson had been etched by laser beam into drifting hum. Fragments from all 5 ships. Captain Liam Sutonia, a member of the Tri-Power Task.
Fire startup activated. I've got the mothership, Commander.
Was investigating the League, released this statement.
Is there anything on that on my list?
Put me in the thick of it.
I don't think there's not one of those things are on my list, but I'll take them anyway. Let's have a look. Don't need them. That. Don't need them. Photo heat radiators. No, there's none there, is there? Oh, 1 there. 2 there. No, they're not it. There's something else. And they're not one on there, I think. Not one thing, I'll take them anyway, because I can fill them up. And if worst comes to worst, I can trade them in for something else. If I get over, I can't get heaps of them. I go, oh yeah, just swap them again. Honestly, they do need something a lot better.
During the Thargoid conflict, Senior Engineer Lilith Galloway made this announcement. We've had the worst of it here. The Thargoids have given us a bloody nose on several occasions, but we are strong. We will heal, and you can help. We're
Automated docking ready.
And we don't need weapons out anymore. Collection failed.
Let's get the Pleiades fighting fit once more. Traders are requested to
How
deliver
the children
construction
collection
materials.
failed?
Agency's Sector IRW
What the hell?
D155 system. The
Ah.
campaign begins on the 31st of May 3304 and will run for 1 week. If the
That
final
didn't
target
last
is
all
met
that
earlier
long,
than
did it?
planned, the
Collecting
campaign
those
will
things.
end immediately.
Bay doors closed. Hangar secure, Commander.
That was kind of disappointing. I'll put that
Restored
this
in
out.
TNC. The autocracy of
That was kind of rude.
TNC has announced that its campaign to clear the TNC system of agitators has been a success. Hundreds of pilots responded to the appeal, taking to their ships to eliminate the criminals operating in the system. Authorities in TNC have extended their gratitude to those who
I don't think I'll bother
participated
putting
in
the
the
fight
operation.
around anymore.
Pilots who contributed
Just try to
the
collect them and
initiative
that's
can
it.
now collect their rewards from Janibekov Port and the TNC system. Lost
Now,
Ship Cabra's campaign
not much
concludes.
else really to do.
Lost Ship
Just sit back
Cabras
and
have
relax.
announced that their plan to host a music festival in the LFT 926 system has been enthusiastically received by the galactic community. Scores of pilots supported the initiative by delivering commodities to Meriden
I
City.
don't know if they had
the
more
organization's base of
things that
operations.
appeared,
Lost
or
Ship
you could
Cabras
get them
thanked those who
easier would be
supported the
good, or you could,
campaign
I
and
don't know.
confirmed that a second festival is already being planned. Pilots who contributed to the initiative can now
That
collect
one
their
high
rewards
grade, I
from
need
Meriden
threat
City
level
in the
4 though, I
LFT
think.
926
I'm not quite sure if I can go to that planet and get the stuff too.
Starport repair initiative announced. Following Thargoid strikes on the fringes
So
of the
far
core
this is just going to be a
systems,
slight
a new initiative
boring.
to restore damaged starports has been announced. Chief Administrator Carter Armstrong spoke on behalf of Aegis's core,
Slightly
which is
boring,
coordinating the campaign. We've set up
flying
this fund
around.
to reassure citizens that normality will continue, no matter what. I would like to appeal to the galactic community to restore services in the core systems
what I
to
might
their
do is,
previously high standard.
if I find
An
any
open order has
more,
been
would be
placed
good.
for construction materials, which will
See how
be
we
shipped
go,
to the
another 10,
affected
20 minutes,
starports
and then I'll probably
used
call
to
a
make
night and then
repairs.
come back again and keep
Pilot
flying.
asked to make their
Just
deliveries
leave the
to
ship
Nant
where it is, and then
Enterprise in the
hopefully we can
Socho
fly again.
system. The campaign begins on the 31st of May 3304 and will run for 1 week. If the final target is met earlier than planned, the campaign will end immediately.
So this is where you just got to sit
Aegis
back
hails
and wait.
Eagle Eye success. Aegis has announced that its Eagle Eye initiative is proving to be a great success and has helped to repel Thargoid forces from systems in the Pleiades Nebula. The Eagle Eye orbital surveillance installations were established earlier this year to monitor transmissions from known Thargoid surface sites. This data is then made available to independent pilots. In an interview with the Federal Times, Admiral Aidan Tanner remarked, "I have no doubt that without this surveillance data, more starports in the Pleiades would have been attacked and damaged. Only last week, Thargoid incursions in the Walama and Lilan 4-1 systems were vigorously resisted thanks to the
Wonder
early
how
warnings
far you can actually
provided by
fly
Eagle
out.
Eye. We all owe a huge debt of gratitude to those brave commanders who have
I'll pick
engaged
this
the
nebula
Thargoids
here and
in
just
battle.
fly towards
Aegis was
it.
established to help protect the galaxy, and with the help of courageous members of the galactic community, we will assuredly triumph. Anarchy in Socho. The Socho system, headquarters of Aegis Corps, has been overtaken by a criminal faction. The system is now in a state of anarchy. A courier carrying a message from Aegis scientist Dr. Mia Valancourt managed to escape the system. The message was then broadcast by the Rewired News Service. This is an urgent call for assistance. Regional security forces have been overrun, and this vicious gang, they call themselves the Socho God Raiders. They're in charge now. They've shut everything down. Apparently
My
they're convinced
God.
we're building some kind of super weapon, so that's probably what brought them here. They were so clever. We picked up what looked like a Thargoid signal, and the security forces went charging in. Everyone was terrified
They're
that the
all
Thargoids
typical.
had come to Socho. But it wasn't the Thargoids. It was a trap. The raiders were waiting, and they cut those ships to pieces. Please, if anyone's listening, this is an emergency. It's absolute chaos here. Please help. Professor Al Batistro, Aegis's chief scientific advisor, made an emotional plea. It is inconceivable that elements of our own society would
Okay,
behave
then
this way when there's so much at stake.
Well, that could come in
There is
handy,
vital
I think.
research taking place at Aegis
I'll
Core.
fly towards it if
If
nothing
it's
else
lost,
appears.
these criminals will have placed
Then I'll
all of
drop
us at
in.
risk.
If something else
They
appears,
employ the
I'll
galactic
target that
community
one.
to help free Search Show from these unthinking vandals. Aegis is defending humanity against the Thargoid threat. We need your help to survive, so that we in turn can protect you and your families.
This gives me a scan, I think, and
Status update.
maybe good, I think.
This report presents the latest data on Starport's experiencing technical issues as a result of Thargoid sensor-related interference. The following starports are currently closed: Stackpole City, Lagur, Mausk, Mitchell Dock, Meanwhile, the following starports are on the brink of closure: Pirates Lament, HIP 17519. Schwanport, Hadjangai.
It's not what we're after, but as I'm out this far, I might as well have a quick
Landis
look at it.
Orbital, Bradshaw. Rafferty's Mobius, Azrael. Sifari Enterprise, Hidasa. Kenan Vision, NLTT 14879. Week in review. Here are this week's major stories. Terrorist group,
Same
the League
thing.
of Reparation, has committed 3 further murders in Federation space.
I'll go to this
The
one
victims include
first,
2 members of
and
the
then we'll
Pilots
just
Federation.
jump back out. And
In
just,
both cases, the commander's ships were laser branded with the words for Jameson.
now, if these two are both high grade, you're going to get somebody to go into one of them and hold it open for you. Then you can go into the other one, or just hold it open there, and once that space you jump in here, then jump back out. And then you go to the other one.
Support efforts against the terrorist group responsible for her predecessor's death. Meanwhile,
But,
entertainment journalist Solomon Helios has been speculating about the romantic life of Princess Ashley Duval, who is understood to have spurned the advances of Admiral Denton Patrias. 3 potential suitors have been identified: Senator Caspian Leopold, anti-slavery
I want.
campaigner Yar Torrido, and Federal Ambassador John Rochester. In other news, Los
Absolute
Chupacabras, an
garbage.
independent faction based in the LFT-926
Target
system,
practice.
has announced plans for a musical event known as the Jailhouse Rock and Blues Music Festival. In support of the event, Los Chupacabras have placed an open order for quantities of beer, tobacco, coffee and narcotics, and have promised to reward pilots who deliver these commodities
Let's
to
should be
Meredith
firing
City in
there.
the LFT-926
Why
system.
aren't you firing?
Authorities in the TNSA system have reported a sharp increase in the number of criminals operating in the area. To counter this threat, the autocracy of
Why is it
TNSA
not
has
firing?
placed a
Beam
kill
lasers.
order on all ships on its wanted list and has promised to reward pilots who deliver bounty vouchers to Janibek of Port. Finally, 2 community-led initiatives reached successful conclusions this week. In the core
Why aren't they
systems,
firing?
an operation to recover survivors and salvage from a convoy attacked by pirates was supported by scores of independent pilots, while in Cologne,
Blow it up that way.
hundreds of commanders
Why
delivered
aren't they
micro resources
firing?
to the Colonia Cooperative, which is investigating the region's potential to support larger
Okay, let's
populations in
try
the
it.
future. And those are the main stories this week. The courtship of Ashley Duval. A media broadcast has identified a number of potential romantic suitors for Princess
all on
Ashley
there.
Duval. Entertainment journalist Solomon Helios discussed the matter in a special edition of his
See?
program. There's been a lot of discussion about Ashley Duval lately,
Why is my beam
with some
lights not
viewing her as
working?
reaching a certain maturity in the political arena. But never mind that. What we
I
want
should
to know
have
is,
no
who is the
problem using
galaxy's
the beam
most
lasers.
eligible princess dating?
Wow.
Let's face it, there must be no end of gentlemen focusing their
Multi-cannons
sights
are
on
working,
her.
just the beam lasers
She's
are not
Duval,
working.
the daughter of the late emperor, and a woman of enormous charm, intelligence, and culture. Plus, she's a stunner. 3 years
That's
ago, it
something
looked like
new.
Admiral Denton Patrias might be the one tying the knot. But we can assume that
Okay, shut you off for a second. See, that works. You can get... That works. I don't think it's hit the target. The beam lasers aren't working. Wow. Okay, let's have a look. They were working before. Options, controls. Now we want weapons. Primary. We want that one selected. We want that one selected. No, do that again. That's different though. That's joy 1 and joy 1. That's interesting. Then why aren't you firing? See, that's firing.
Target destroyed.
Well, why is that? Oh, something else is not working. Interesting. Don't care about legal cargo. I could pick it up, but I can't be bothered. Just trying to figure out why that's not firing on there at all. Okay, maybe beacons off. I'll leave that. Or just should leave that on. No, it's not fire at all. Target only. That's better. Wondering why they weren't firing. That's much better. It was just playing up on me. Wait, what's that one? Okay, let's do. Look at that, it just looks awesome. Get all 4 of them on there. Just trying to get all 4 on.
Target destroyed.
Okay, that's just playing around. Come on, let's concentrate on what we're going to do. And just fly through space. Don't go to those ones anymore, they're useless. Absolutely useless to us. Now we know what we did wrong. Yeah, it somehow resetted itself to fire. Well, I go, no. Now that's something I never ever changed on it either. Okay, we've got to get to a slower speed. I think you're going to give it, but we're at the right distance out. Just going to get the slower speed. We'll start going back in, and only high grade emissions we're looking for, preferably for at level 4. But if they don't appear, they don't appear. Do one more fly past, then I'll do this every night for a couple of hours and just see how long it actually takes me to get the goodies I need to get from the systems I need to find. I wish there was an easier way of doing this. Oh, there is good trading, but I'm running out of goods to trade. Not goods to trade, transfer across and all that. Or modify to get what I'm after. Honestly, I wish you could buy them from the brokers. You can trade into the brokers. You should be able to find brokers that are around the place that you could trade to. Like you buy, sorry, not trade, but buy. So I need this amount of scans or this type of thing. Work out how much per item. I do a flat price no matter what it is. Say $1 million an item or something like that. Right, and then trade and go, yep, cool, okay, here you go. Or you're limited to how many you can buy per day. Like you can buy 10 to 1 item per day. Right, that could be interesting. But that's just my personal opinion. We'll fly back towards the sun and see if we get any high grade emissions. Might as well have that continue on.
Udril spurned his advances, perhaps concluding, like many of us, that Patrias was more interested in the Imperial throne than anything else. So, who might be wooing the people's princess now? The first possibility is Senator Caspian Leopold, who has attended many meetings with Aisling and speaks warmly of her in interviews. Of course, the senator is almost twice our age, but he is undoubtedly a gifted orator, not to mention enormously wealthy and influential. And sometimes experience wins out. On the other end of the scale is a young man called Jarl Dridu, who has been spotted visiting Aisling at the palace. This passionate firebrand runs an organization called Universal Liberty and has made a name for himself campaigning against imperial slavery. So naturally, any relationship would give Aisling's own charity an enormous PR boost. Toridu is a soul-to-the-earth type who has worked hard to build a life for himself. His
Come on.
background could not be more different from Aisling's, with both his parents having died in servitude. A romance seems unlikely, but I wouldn't rule it out. Potential suitor number 3, Federal Ambassador Jordan Rochester, has been stationed on Aisling's home planet Emerald, where the two of them took a private tour around the prism's Shades Art installation. The tall and handsome ambassador cut a striking figure beside the princess, as the empathic art pulsed with light around them. A political gesture designed to soothe relations with the Federation, or something more personal. One thing's for sure, Princess Duvel walks her own path, and has no problem with upsetting the established order. So when it comes to her love life, all bets are off. Restoring order in TNC? Authorities in the TNC system have reported a sharp increase in the number of criminals operating in the area. Reports indicate that the agitators are attacking pilots traveling in the system, disrupting trade and generally causing discord. To counter this threat, the autocracy of
You can see
TNC
how
has placed
just
a
flying
clear order
around
on
by
all
myself,
ships on
I've
its
come across
wanted
one
list, and has promised
high
to
grade
reward pilots who
missions,
deliver
high grade
bounty
thing,
vouchers to
and
Shanibuck
that's it.
Port. The campaign begins on
Kind of
24th of
annoying,
May
really.
3304 and
There's
will
the
run for 1 week.
source.
If the final target is met earlier than planned, the campaign will end immediately.
Not interested.
Colonia campaign concludes. The campaign to supply a scientific project in Colonia has now
That's annoying.
concluded. Hundreds of independent pilots made the journey to deliver microbe resources to the Colonia Cooperative in the Chorus system. Professor Alex de la Vega, in charge of the research project, made this statement. These vital materials will allow us to establish a framework for how the region can expand. Thank you to everyone who has helped to chart a roadmap for Colonia's future. Pilots who contributed to the project can now
They should
collect
have a
the
little
rewards
minigame
from
on the
Foster
bridge.
Terminal in the Chorus system.
Or a drinking game. Okay, no, you would not do that.
Chupacabras campaign. Los Chupacabras, an independent faction based in the LFT-926 system, has
Yeah,
announced
cool drinking
plans
game
for
when
a
you find a
musical
high
event known as
grade
the Jailhouse Rock and
emissions
Blues Music
that
Festival.
you can have a drink.
Spokesperson for the group issued the
It
following
has to have a
statement.
very big
Our hope is
class.
that this will be the greatest music festival this side of Sagittarius A. To quote Plato, music is a moral law. It gives soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to
Oh,
the
it'll fly by
imagination,
the sun and
charm
then
and gaiety to life and to everything.
we'll go eventually on the other
In support
side
of the
tomorrow
event,
night.
Los
It just
Chupacabras
depends on
have
where we
placed
are,
an
what the
open order for
system's like.
quantities of beer tobacco,
If this system's
coffee
still
and
in
narcotics,
war,
and have
boom.
promised to reward pilots who deliver these commodities to Meredith City in the LFT-926 system. The campaign begins on the 24th of May 3304 and will run for 1 week. If the final target is met earlier than planned, the campaign will end immediately.
Oh, decoded missions. Oh no, I'm being detected. Oh no, what should I do?
Scan detected.
Yeah, who is it anyway?
Fighter startup activated. I've got the mothership, Commander.
Come on, you're gonna attack me with type 10.
Fighter system.
Fighter is clear of the mothership.
Okay, you gonna attack me type 10? You want it, but we'll take you.
Under attack. Target shields offline.
I'm hit. I'm hit.
Don't run away. No running away. Not dead. Boom, boom. Go boom.
Target shields online.
Go boom. Thank you.
Target destroyed. Frame shift charge detected.
Oh, don't run away. Too far away. And the other one's too far away. Go attack that one. Attack that one. I want to attack that one.
On my way, Commander.
Let's see what
Fighter
materials this
vehicle
bloke's got. Focus crystal ball. Okay.
Programming limit drone. Selected limit expired. Programming limit drone. Programming limit drone. Cargo suit deployed. Programming limit drone. Collector limit expired.
Why are they expiring? Did that blow them up by turret moving? Make sure it's only materials there. I'll grab him anyway. They interdicted me and he tried to fly off, so I killed him. Nice reward too. I don't think they were expecting me to 10 on the type 10.
Programming limit drone.
Bay doors closed. Hangar is secure, Commander.
That was kind of fun. Don't know why they wanted to dig me. How far are they away anyway? Let's give it distance. No, it doesn't. That's everything. There's 2 more to come in. Just minding my own business. Getting addicted for no reason.
Frame shift drive charging. 4,
3, 2, 1. Now, let's see if there's anything else here. Keep flying. Hopefully get the high grade emissions. Well, after high grade emission signals, like preferably threat level 4, because that gives you better goodies out of it, higher stuff. Occasionally get addicted by wanted things and just kill them easy. I'm not going to take... It's not really a combat ship, this one. Oh, it is a combat ship, but it's not designed for combat, so to speak. Oh, and partly it is. Because of the heli beams and all that. It's more like a support role when I'm in, like, conflict zone or somewhere else. Kill what I can kill, but if I'm with somebody else, like in the wing, I can sit back and let them take out the Bambis. As long as I get a couple of hits off with my fight or something like that, I'm happy with. So I get some money out of it, but other than that, I just like, yeah, keep them healed, and so forth. This is the boring part. Still just go to fly through space.
Fuel sweeping.
Oh, identify single source. Don't think it's going to be the one I'm after, but there'll probably be more war. Because we're so close to the sun. It won't be a high grade. I think a high grade is about useless to me. Fly past the sun again. Don't really feel, do we? If we can find one more high grade one, we just, yeah, everything what we're actually lacking would be awesome. No, not what I'm after. I'll put that sun behind us. Use that as an anchor point so we know where we are roughly. Which, not where we are, just roughly where we're going in a rough idea. Just pick a spot, go forwards. We'll find one more high grade, that's all I'm after. If I can't, then I'll call it a night. Just drifting in space. Might actually do this out in open tomorrow night. See how I feel. It's only 24 million. Please be one of them. Ah, damn it. That's a threat level 2. Let's go find it. Have a look at that threat level 2. Oh, bugger it. I honestly don't care at the moment. That one there will do. Unless a high grade magically appears before I land gun here. I'll go into there and have a look. And we'll probably call a night after that because I'm just getting tired and annoyed. Just sitting here. And you can just fly around for hours and may come across one high grade emissions thing for all night. Now, that's good for people who don't mind playing hours and hours and hours, who play over 100 hours of the game so far. But people who just play maybe once a week, twice a week, or maybe get a half an hour each time at night time, how are they going to get to engineer one weapon, or engineer literally one weapon, let alone one ship? Right. Hello. It's a super death. Oh, you just get super joy now. Okay, we've got... Wow, everybody's finding somebody. What have we got? Who's wanted? You're wanted. Set my fighter out. And then start killing things.
Stand by for deployment. Fighter is going live. Fighter is clear of the mothership.
That's dead. Okay, who's next?
That's gotta hurt. Target down.
What are you? You'll be, you'll be not wanted you?
Shields offline.
There.
Target shields offline. Threat
The other one?
charge detected.
No, you can't escape if you're wanted. I can't get collector weapons.
Target destroyed. Programming limit drone. Programming limit drone. Cargo scoop deployed.
What's that one? You're clean. You're clean. You're clean. Ah, you'll be clean. And you'll be clean, won't you? No one left. Red sorting materials. Collect what we can. Everybody's clean. This person there, but too
Scan detected.
yeah, somebody's scanning me. You're clean, damn it. Oh, we haven't checked you out, but you'll be IELTS temp system authorities. No. I might record. That was pretty quick.
On my way, Commander. Fighter retrieval commencing.
I've really got to fix up these ones too, modify these. I'll wait until I get the new ships in there and see what they're like.
Scan detected.
Yeah, scam me as much as you want. Yeah. Good thing about doing that, I can just look around and push the button. Okay. Over here.
Sequence complete. Fighter is safely on board, Commander.
Goody. Hmm? Yeah, me too. Where's my limpets? Why are they doing their thing? Come on, limpets, where are you? Okay, I'll go pick this up bloody manually while you're waiting. Come on.
Cargo suit retracted. Frameshift drive charging.
That was kind of boring.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Well, that's that one. We're going to call this one night. Kind of boring, really. Just trying to look around, fly around space to try to find these. Yeah. Well, I'm going to eventually come back and have to do this again. Anyway, my name's King A. Tomorrow night I'll just fly around. I might even fly around and open just to find a high-grade administrator. Anyway, my name's King Anal Commander Black Star Lord, Triple Leader, your service signing off. Thank you again for watching my videos, and all comments are welcome. You all have a great day now.